Okay, so a long question here. It's number one. It says a straight line passing through a fixed point, 1K, has a gradient. There's a footnote there that tells you the gradient is the slope of the line, m, and that is equal to minus the tangent of theta. They go on to say k is positive, above 0. They go on to say that theta is between 0 and pi over 2. The first thing I do is I'd like to visualize it, all right? And then as I do that, I'll read the rest of the question to you. But hopefully you're looking at the question when I get there, and we'll go through one step at a time, by the way. By the way, I have the document printed out, and you should also print it out so you have access to the information when I go to the whiteboard. All right, but I'm kind of done reading the first part of it. So what I would do over here is just draw a picture because I need to visualize what they're talking about. And what do I see first? They're talking about that there's a point. And I want to point the point is at 1. And then they say there's a k value. So I'm going to put k here. I'm not sure where it is, but k is a positive number. There's a point there. Right, so the point, they're telling me by reading it is 1k. Then they go on to tell me the slope of the line that goes through that point is equal to the minus tangent of theta. And they go on to say that the theta is between 0 and pi over 2. So what do I know about that? The tangent of theta between 0 and pi over 2 is a positive number. So it says the opposite of those numbers. It's all negative. I know it's a negative slope. So I'm going to say something like this over here. I'm not really sure what it looks like. But I'm going to say that, kind of visualizing this over here, this is the point 1k. This is the point 0. I'm not 0. I'm sorry. I do that sometimes, space out and write something down that's not correct. That's the point x. I don't know what x is. All right. Now looking at it, I really don't know what x is, but looking at it, I'll just say x is some value, x0. All right. And then over here, this would be some value 0y. All right, now kind of looking at it, you get some sense about it. So I'm going to look at this over here and talk about that they actually label these points with uppercase letters. I'm reading through that. Like, for example, they say the point over here is uppercase O. They say the point over here is uppercase X. They say the point over here is uppercase Y. All right, now what they ask for is, they say, find in terms of theta and k the coordinates of the x and the y point. Well, I'm going to see if I can figure that out. And the way I would do that, I would kind of use the slope. And the slope of this thing, let me go through it one step at a time. I'm going to use this point and this point to get slope right down. There's really a couple of ways of getting it, but you would get y minus k over 0 minus 1. We'll simplify these later, by the way. Now, so what else could you do? I could do other points. Like, for example, I could do these 2 points. And what would that be? Well, k minus 0. We'll simplify these later, by the way. And 1 minus x. What else could we get? Well, there's another way of doing this. And what I could do is I could do these 2 points over here. And what's that going to be? Let's see. Y minus 0 over 0 minus x. All right? So m equals, let me write this down. So I'm saying y minus k over minus 1. So it's k minus y. And this over here is just k over 1 minus x. And this over here is y over minus x, which is minus y over x. And what's this equal to? Well, m is equal to the minus tangent of theta. So what I'm going to do is get my eraser out, and I'll write that down now. So it's equal to minus the tan of theta. So what they want to do, they want to write down what the y is, and they want to write down what the x is. And again, y is this point up here. It's pretty easy to visualize that when you draw it out. Let me erase this business over here. Okay? So I'm going to write what y is, and they do ask for this. So y is equal to, you may wonder what I'm using. I'm using this over here. Y would equal k plus tan theta. I can put a box in this over here indicating that's pretty important because they are asking about it. Let me get my eraser out, erase this over here. They also ask for the x, by the way. And I'm looking at, I think, another relationship over here to get the x. I'll write this relationship down, that minus tangent of theta is equal to k over 1 minus x. And then what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to multiply both sides by minus 1 because it looks a little strange to me. Tangent of theta is equal to k over x minus 1. And then I'm going to say x minus 1 equals k over tan theta. Then I'm going to say x equals k over tan theta plus 1. So I'm ready to write down the x now. The x is going to be, we'll come down to tangent. And then you get k plus the tangent. Kind of remarkable, isn't it? Okay, so I'm seeing that over there. Again, so I'm reading this first part. It says, find in terms of theta and k the coordinates of the points x, y, where the line meets the x-axis, respectively. So that part's done. Next up, we're going to go to A. So I'm going to stop the video now, and we'll start up. Thank you.